One of the methodologies that is used to measure social well-being predominantly focuses on indicators of social nature to quantify living standards and their changes over time. And in these socioeconomic indicator systems, the key is the determination of components that are part of quality of life and social welfare. And so for this, in 1960, the UN determined 9 different major fields which have kind of served as guidelines. And these fields were health, nutrition and food consumption, education, employment and working conditions, housing, social security, clothing, recreation, and finally, human freedoms. And so for each of these fields, there are a number of indicators that are recommended. And so, for instance, to determine the level of social welfare, one of the indicators that should also be taken account would be, for example, in health, the number of doctors per 1,000 inhabitants, the number of hospital beds per 1,000 inhabitants, or the life expectancy at birth. Or for the cultural indicators, you would take into account the number of students, the percentage of illiteracy in the country, and the purchase of newspapers. Or for the material equipment indicators, this would include the number of TVs per 1,000 inhabitants, phones, and also refrigerators. So every year the UN publishes the Human Development Report, which uses this methodology to determine the so-called Human Development Index for each country. And this index basically measures life expectancy, education, and per capita income indicators to rank countries into 4 different tiers of human development. And so a country scores higher when the lifespan is higher, the education level is higher, and the gross national income per capita is higher. And then in 2010, additionally to the HDI, the report introduced an inequality adjustment human development index, and while the prior index, the HDI index, is still useful, the IHDI is the actual level of human development accounting for inequality. And so while the HDI can be viewed as an index of potential human development, or the maximum IHDI that could be achieved if there was no inequality, the IHDI does take this into account. And so up until 2009, the report combined basically 3 dimensions, as explained earlier, which were life expectancy at birth as an index of population, health, and longevity, and then the knowledge and education measured as the adult literacy rate and the combined primary and secondary enrollment ratio, and finally the standard of living. And then from 2010 onwards, the report calculated the HDI combining the dimensions of long and healthy life, so measuring the life expectancy at birth, the education index, taking into account mean years of schooling and expected years of schooling, and then finally a decent standard of living measured by the GNI per capita.